welcome to episode 20. We just had a conversation, me and my brother Justice here, about how we made it this far, and it's only up from here. This show doesn't stop until I die. That's how long this show is going to continue with your support. I appreciate the support, and I hope to continue on with all this. Keep it going. Just gets the people going somehow. Let's discuss something that happened throughout the week, and I just wanted to make this a teaching lesson for all the kids out there. Okay, first of all, you're not entitled to anything. Okay, stop trying to act like you're somebody else and just be yourself. Okay, for those of you who don't know, I am a big avid supporter of rap music and whatnot. I like certain rappers, you know, uh, but this situation seemed to bother me. Ti on Sunday opened up for the Atlanta Falcons, who won their game. They won. They beat the Saints, and thus they took over their playoff spot that the Saints had and put the Saints back in the hunt. But that's not the story. The story here is what happened during the game up in the press box area where T.I. and his son King Harris were sitting, and apparently stuff was said. King said some things that weren't totally true, and King got called out for it. And because he got called out for it, he got a little attitude. He got a little attitude with his parents, and we all know what happens when you get an attitude with your parents. Now, King is at an age where he's old enough to get kicked out the house and whatnot. He talking about he a thug and he slept, stuff that his daddy raps about when he started his career. But see, the difference between his daddy and himself, his dad rapped about that stuff because he lived it. You didn't live it. He started from nothing. King Harris, your dad started from nothing. He sold drugs. He got arrested plenty of times and all that stuff. So he can rap about that stuff because he's been through it and he's lived through it. He can rap about that stuff. Meanwhile, you're up here trying to flex for Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and you're doing all this crazy extra stuff. Now, I know we as kids or teenagers or whatever, we bulk up against our parents, but ultimately what happens is you're going to get punished in some way, shape, or form. You may not get like the TV or stuff taken away from you, but if you're around my age, typically what would happen is you would get kicked out the house because no male that is the head of their house wants their child bulking up against them. Okay, because that's not how that works. Okay, that's now I will admit me and my dad have gotten into it a couple times. I'm not gonna get too detailed into that stuff, and I ended up paying the price for it. I will say that neither one of us were right. Nobody was right, no, yeah, but both of us were wrong in how we handled certain situations. This is not the case, okay? Because King is doing interviews about this, and he ain't even seeming apologetic for what he's doing. At least when I get into it with my dad, I go back to him and apologize. And what you're doing is blatant disrespect. And for all the people on the outside looking in, if you got like a little podcast and you're doing what I'm doing right now and just taking your own little spill and viewpoint on it, that's fine. But don't, in how can I put this? Don't antagonize the situation. Don't ignite fuel to the fire that doesn't need to be there. Okay, because there's something that T.I. had to speak out about an Atlanta club promoter promoting his son versus him. And it's not even like that because T.I., man, T.I. will screw his own son up. Ain't nothing you like. I'm gonna say it in a cleaner way that he said it in the video. Ain't nothing you can do to me. Okay, He's been about, he's been, like I said earlier in the opening, he's been to jail. He's did his little stuff. He's lifted weights, all that sort of stuff. There's nothing King Harris you can do to your father, Clifford Tip Harris, otherwise known as T.I., or to some TIP, or the King of the South, whatever you want to call him, whatever moniker you want to call him. It's actually stupid how you embarrass yourself, and your parents was telling you that, but you ain't up. You know, you don't want to hear that. You want to continue disrespecting your parents, and thus you gonna get your butt kicked. Like T.I. said on that Instagram video, he gonna get his butt kicked. I mean, because you up there after they get back from doing their thing, I assume. I think this was after the whole situation. He up in the jacuzzi filming himself and doing all this stuff like ain't nothing happened. Like we just supposed to just act like yesterday ain't happened. Now I know when me and my dad get into it, the day after, we still kind of feeling the lingering effects of it. We ain't just, oh well, we gonna go in our rooms and just watch TV and act like nothing happened yesterday. Nah, I mean maybe some people do that like that, but no, certain stuff like that scars the relationship permanently. On both sides. And I don't know if you realize this, King, but according to your parents, you've had quite a few issues. You got beat for it. You got on punishment and whatnot for it. I mean, there's nothing really else that your parents want to do for you. So I mean, you really on thin ice. Uh, I assume he's facing charges. I don't know what type of charges, but I think he's on his way to jail if he don't clear that up or whatever. Whatever the case that may be. And his dad already came out and said, we're not bailing him out. He's gonna have to learn the hard way. That's what it is, and that's how it's gonna be. And I think this is another case of these. You're spoiled. You having all this, and then you're up here talking about you ain't had a silver spoon in your mouth. Again, it goes back to what I told you. You were born into that. Okay? The money and stuff, all that. You were born into that. What your dad talked about, he has a right to talk about because he lived it. He ain't started. His parents didn't even have nothing. He rapped about this so many times. He had to hustle just to make money. Rapping was more of a side hustle until he started making more and more money. Then he started transcending his music and started talking about more things that people can relate to. You, on the other hand, you just acting, well, when my dad releases his final album, I'm going to call it the new King of the South. What? First of all, there won't be a new King of the South. Okay, T.I., your father T.I. has already solidified that. Yeah.
There's only one room for a king, and that is T.I.
Do you know his music?
I've heard of him.
Yeah, you've heard of him?
And from the movie Ant-Man.
Yeah, he's in the first two Ant-Mans. He's in other movies as well. Yeah, I played a couple of his songs for you. I should have, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah. There's a reason why he's the king of the South. There's only one crown. We all know, like when these monikers, I want people to know that those are just monikers. We all know that the real King of Kings died on the cross 3,000 years ago. We all know that, okay? These are just monikers and stuff, not to poke fun at Christ or anything, but it's more of a, if you believe in yourself type of deal. You have faith that you are the best at what you do. That's where that moniker came from. Not in a sense of I think I'm better than this person, or I think I'm better than God. It's in the sense of I know I'm the best at what I do, and can't nobody do what I do like me. That's where that came
Ain't
from.
nobody like me except me.
Exactly, and if you don't have that sort of belief in yourself, you're not there gonna succeed much in the music industry anyway. But King, get yourself together, okay? Uh, Unacceptable behavior will not be tolerated. I personally feel bad for you. I personally hope you get yourself together because your dad is about close to breaking you in half. There's an old saying, you got brought into this world and your dad will take you out. And that's true. I brought you into this world, I'll take you out. That's just
You be
how that
leaving early.
works. That's how that works, man.
You can leave early.
Yeah. God will get you early. Now, yeah, listen, I'll gladly go to jail. Don't do that to me, sir. Don't do that. Yo, I'm so glad you ain't my son, cause I just beat you up on camera. I wouldn't even hold you in no chokehold like your daddy did and told you to calm yourself down. I just beat the crap out of you until you recognize who you talking to. I wouldn't even just kept talking and arguing with you. I would just slapped you in the mouth from the jump. Ooh, I'm so glad you ain't my son. Ooh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. And then I would call my dad to help me out too. Hey, get your grandson over here talking to me crazy like he don't know what's going on, bro. Speaking of dad, uh, good luck tonight, Dad, in your initial sermon for ministry class. And also he will be here next week. He'll probably be sitting in this chair though. I'll take the rocking chair, but he'll be sitting in the chair. One way or another, he gonna sit in the chair. He gonna sit somewhere in this chair, you know, by himself, with me, right here, asking questions and whatnot, and we're gonna talk about the football season. Yeah, oh yeah. Anyway, I got something else I want to talk about if I got time, which looks like I will have time to get into the NFL stuff. Just some little quick mentions before I get into that thing that I wanted to talk about. Lakers embarrassing last night. You are should be ashamed of yourselves for losing by 23 points. Get yourselves together. Get your whole life together. And LeBron's son is supposed to be playing soon. I don't know what game. It might be tomorrow's game. It could be another game. But your king has already spoken and said, "I will not play when my son makes his debut," and I don't blame him because that's his son. I want to see how my son is doing, and he already told the coaches, he already told the team, he already told the organization. He already came out and said that I want to see my son play, so I'm gonna
Sit down
take a
and
leave of
watch.
absence. Yeah, if I gotta miss the game, I'm gonna miss the game.
We'll sit.
He already,
On the bleacher.
that's fine. I'm gonna watch my son. I don't blame him for that.
Ain't no reason to play if your son
I
plays.
told y'all a couple weeks ago. What did I say? I said the only bowl we were going to is the toilet bowl, and
We did.
everybody's playing championship games, and then it's gonna be bowl season here around the Christmas New Year time, and look what happened. 4-8, and then Colorado's in the same boat. So both of my teams are at the house.
We're
Chilling in the. They're gonna play each other in the toilet bowl. Actually, the toilet bowl of 2023. Colorado
They're gonna
versus
fight off.
Wake Forest.
And none of them are gonna win.
And Colorado may win that one because Wake Forest act like they don't know how to play football a day in their lives. And I looked at the schedule, and we open up with North Carolina A&T, then Ole Miss, then UConn, then we play Miami, NC State, North Carolina, Clemson, Virginia, Army, Duke.
Okay, I can understand Duke.
God. There's another one on there. Oh yeah, the two new teams coming to the ACC, and that is California and Stanford.
Mm.
They're not even on the Atlantic coast. But whatever, it's to make money. Let's make some money. We're gonna join your conference and screw it all up. We're gonna screw it up. Ew, ew. Ew. California means you gotta travel all the way to the other side of the country, and then Stanford. Yeah, oh my God, I don't understand that logic, but it's fine. It's okay. It's okay. And the playoffs expand next year. In college, it's okay. My focus is on college basketball. Speaking of, we got our first win against Florida since 1995. I don't know if that's a quad one or quad two. I don't know how that works. I could look it up and see if we are like ranked or at least in a position to be ranked. Because I don't know if we are or not. And honestly, I didn't look. You know, last time I looked, I just looked at the score. Yeah, we lost to Syracuse in football. Okay, yeah, I get that. Now, let me see about this basketball. Before I get into the whole spill of what I want to do. What I want to do here. What I want to do here. Utah, we lost. No, we're not ranked yet. We're not ranked yet.
So we still suck.
Still got a long way to go. We're 13th in the conference, but that's not because we haven't played no conference game yet. We haven't played in conference yet. A couple of teams have played in conference so far in the ACC, but we haven't yet. We're not in our conference play yet.
We're still playing at home.
Yeah, we play at home all the way up until January. And we're undefeated at home. Undefeated at home.
Well,
but that doesn't mean anything.
We could break that.
We could easily lose at home. Florida could easily beat us if they wanted to. If they didn't turn the ball over as much and fouled as much as they did, they could easily beat us. So before I get into the NFL thing, I just want to we've been going through these double standards a couple weeks ago. Started that. This one I didn't have to Google or anything. I'm just sitting here thinking about it. Anybody that knows me knows that I get my singing from a particular person, a particular individual who is serving 31 years in prison. Well, half that sentence, and will be getting out pending upon good behavior. This 56-year-old has sex trafficking against them, child pornography, child molest. I don't know. All this other kind of stuff going on with him, and God, all I can do is just pray for the man. But anybody that knows me knows that I am an avid R. Kelly fan. I like his music. Hear me out. I like his music.
Not what he did.
I don't like what he did. I don't condone what he did. Well, why do you support him? Okay, I'll tell you this. Why are the parents not held accountable for bringing their 14-year-olds to a concert? There's a such thing as fake IDs, right? You could get those back in the day in the 90s. You could get fake IDs anywhere. In 1992, R. Kelly released a song called She's Got That Vibe. He said a lyric in there about Aaliyah. He said, Little Miss Aaliyah's got it. And the song was basically talking about how, certain girls to him are beautiful and pretty. And around that time, Little Miss Aaliyah was probably in her early preteens, probably 12, 13, 14 years old. And here's the thing. Here's where the double standard comes in. There's a lot of double standards to unpack here. Let me unpack this piece by piece here. One of the double standards is You don't support R. Kelly and what he did. Yet you would support a guy who beats a girl when he was younger. You didn't want to listen to the album when he came out with it, Graffiti, and I'm referring to Christopher Brown, otherwise known as Chris Brown to some, but his real name is Christopher. Uh, R. Kelly's name is Robert Sylvester Kelly. Um, you don't want to listen to R. Kelly, but you would want to listen to Chris Brown. I don't understand that because to me, in my eyes, both two wrongs don't make a right. You can't support, in my mind, if you're not going to support both of them, I mean, if you're not going to support, yeah, don't support them at all, man. Okay? If you're not going to support R. Kelly, then don't support Chris Brown. You want R. Kelly's music banned from radio, well then ban Chris Brown's music because he beat up on Rihanna. I don't care if that boy apologized for it because obviously some of y'all don't care if he apologized for beating up on Rihanna when he was younger and they let bygones be bygones. But some of y'all can't let that go. But yet, some of y'all still listening to his music and blasting his music and all supporting him. But where's the double standard at? What's the difference between rape for a 14-year-old girl versus hitting on a woman?
It's the same thing. I see
no difference here. In the eyes of the Lord, sin is just sin. There's no greater, well, R. Kelly, he had multiple victims and Chris Brown hit a woman. Don't matter about his age, he did it. But y'all don't want to ban his music. You would rather ban R. Kelly's music and the money he's making off of the music that's being streamed on YouTube and whatnot. It's not even going to him, it's going to his victims. Wow. That's crazy, man. That is so crazy.
I'm going to support Chris Brown.
That's crazy how y'all just do this world like that. Another double standard I have is this. You hold R. Kelly responsible. I get it. Okay, the man did what he did. He deserves to go to jail. That's fine. He broke the law. I understand that. 31 years. Pending upon good behavior, he could get out. He would have to register as a sex offender, probably do some probation, which would probably be house arrest. But I get it. Here's the thing. There is no way I am going to let my 14-year-old girl go to a R. Kelly concert and just go backstage and just because R. Kelly asked me to bring my girl backstage or just let him take the girl from me. No! You're not going back there without me, first of all. Second of all, you too young. I ain't even taking you to a concert like that. You want to go to a concert like that? You wait till you're about 18, 20 years old. Then you can go to a concert like that. I blame some of these knucklehead parents because I find it funny how this man hasn't made an album since 2016, 2015, somewhere around there. I think it was 2016 because that was his Christmas album.
Only 6 or 7 years.
He hasn't made an album for 6 or 7 years. When he was convicted, he made an 18-minute song called I'll Admit It. Then, once the money stopped, now all of a sudden, oh, well, R. Kelly did this to me. R. Kelly did that to me. And then we're doing documentaries about surviving R. Kelly and this, that, and the third.
Bro,
and now you all want to try to play the victim. What? Let's not know. You all are victims in this situation. Don't get me wrong. You're victims. I get it. But don't try to play the victim. Like you didn't have anything to do with this. Your parents didn't have anything to do with this. Your parents allowed you to go back there with this man. Thus, you all knew about it and you profited off of it. So all of you should be in jail along with him. But nobody's talking about that. No, what we're talking about is R. Kelly being arrested. And he's in jail serving a 31-year sentence right now. And meanwhile, y'all just profiting off the fruits of his labor
Y'all
like ain't
skimming
nothing
away.
happened.
Y'all skim away like nothing happened at all.
Got off scot-free. Parents, nobody was in trouble. Nobody except for him. Because he wasn't making money anymore. So now all of a sudden you want to try to bring some old dirt up. Well, I'll tell you this much. Had you would have stopped him in 1992 when he said that and released that song, you knew he was doing it then, so why didn't you stop him then? Why you wait 20, 30 plus years later to say something? And you knew he was already doing it.
Yeah, should have told
Why did you
your
say,
parents.
why did you wait till 2018, 2019 to say something about it, make all these documentaries and stuff? You should have said something about it then, and we wouldn't even be talking about it. We'd be, our who? Our who? Who is that? I will give the man his credit. Don't get me wrong. He is a man. He is what he says he is, the king of R&B. There is only one crown for that. Listen. And then after him is probably Chris Brown. And then, there's a Mount Rushmore of R&B singers. It's R. Kelly, Chris Brown, Usher. And then you have to put either Tank or Neo up there between those two. That's in my opinion. That's my Mount Rushmore there. You know what? No, I'll say Tank. I'll put Tank up there. Tank, yeah, Tank, R. Kelly, Chris Brown, and who else did I say? Usher. Yeah, I'll put them up there on the Mount Rushmore of R&B right there. That's your Mount Rushmore of R&B. I would put Jaheim up there, but he had so much problem with drug abuse and whatnot. But I'm getting off topic here. My other issue, this last double standard, and I'm gonna leave this alone, is there's something in the music industry that y'all don't know. See, in regards to this R. Kelly situation and situations that have happened like this, see, we only know what we are told in blogs and on websites and social media and who came out with what and stuff like that. That's the issue. If you're not in the business, you don't know the ins and the outs and the ups and the downs of what's going on here. Because I guarantee you, there's some filth, just like what R. Kelly did, that has been done.
Without
or
being
even
caught.
worse. Even worse things have happened in the music industry that nobody knows about. But because we making this little dollar bill, y'all, shh, can't say nothing. Don't you say nothing. I'm a little front you this little money over here. Don't you say nothing about me touching on these girls. Don't you say nothing about me doing this. Don't you say nothing about me doing that. And I find it funny that when the money stops all of a sudden, and ain't nobody they trying to go after Jay-Z and Beyonce, which I can actually see this after the R. Kelly whole situation, because they are Jay-Z and Beyonce, they ages apart. Okay? Nobody said anything about this. There's something called statutory rape laws. Hello, people don't realize that now. Come on now. This man's 50 years old. Beyonce's still in her 40s. Boy, come on now. Let's not do this. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Y'all can go after Jay-Z. Go at mine, because he's made his millions. Probably gonna get off if he get arrested for that. I doubt it, because they've been married for so long. Nobody want to talk about that, because they're still making money off these things, and because the money hasn't stopped. I guarantee you, he doesn't need to put out another album. But let's say his businesses that he's done doesn't work out the way that he wants it to work out. I guarantee you, somebody gonna have something on that and they're gonna bring it to light, and police is gonna.
It's gonna be a leak.
Excuse me, Sean Carter, we need you to come with us. You're being arrested, and you and Beyonce were never married. I guarantee you that's what's gonna happen. If he stopped making money right now, they gonna go after him. Just off of what I said alone. He is ages apart from her. Y'all ain't saying nothing about that though. But y'all want to say something to R. Kelly. There's some filth going on in that music industry right now that y'all don't even know about. And there's probably worse things that have happened in the music industry. That's why the music industry is so convoluted right now. I'm here to bring that change. I'm here to rectify some wrongs. I don't make music to be entertained. I don't make music to make money, although I do make good money from it. I make music because it's therapeutic to me and because I want to bring forth change. I want to start a label to where I don't got to screw my artist and say, oh, by the way, you have to pay me every last dime of every stream that you have, of every merchandise that you sell. Why would I take my artist's food from their mouth? Why? Why would I take money off the table from them? Because I am the owner of something and I only get the big bucks and you get the small stuff and you don't even get a paycheck. Guess what you get? You could get something called an advance. That's money that you have to pay back. Off a 360 deal. Oh, you didn't read the fine print. A 360 deal means I can do whatever I want with your music. You didn't ask for your publishing. You didn't ask for your rights to the music. Oh, those are not your words. When you sign this contract, that's my music. You put out a song and record it. Unless you buy the rights of that music from me and me personally, I own you. But see, don't nobody want to talk about that in the music industry. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about these big record labels screwing these young artists. And these young artists are naive and stupid to do it because they're signing stuff and they don't even read what they signing. They just see a big paycheck and a whole bunch of zeros holding their money up in their ear. That's money that they have to pay back. You know, with women and cars, man, them women ain't yours. Them women is the record companies. The music videos that you making with the car that you just bought, that ain't your car. The record label owns that. Because guess whose money you use to buy that car?
Theirs.
You use their money. And if you don't pay it back, guess what? They gonna sue you for every last dime that you made.
They're taking everything
and they
from
gonna take everything. Every single cent that you earn. Because guess what? You're in breach of contract. You didn't pay me my money that you said you was going to pay. Oh, not to mention you have to pay everybody on the album that you had. So not only do you have to pay the writers, you have to pay the engineers, you have to pay the mixers, you have to pay the featured artist per feature. They don't tell you all of that though. They don't tell you all that.
It's a lot of money.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of money. Yeah.
Millions
of dollars that you're throwing in the drain. And then it's sad because now you got to be away from your family 365 days a year just to go on tour because that's where your money is made off of. Touring.
I would stay with my family.
Touring. That's what your money's made off of. You're not making money off of YouTube because guess what? You get 0.0001 cent per stream. You have 1 million streams. Guess what? At best, you're making $100 off that. Probably $100. Let's say a month, maybe a couple weeks. You have over 1 billion streams. I mean, 0.001 cent per stream. You probably making 150 off of a stream.
Off of one stream.
Off of billions of streams. But that's robots. Okay, the net worth that some of these artists have, they ain't they net worth. That's robots making up them numbers, man. You think Beyonce's worth $250,000? No, she ain't. You know what? She is signed to one of the biggest labels that do the biggest screw jobs to artists. It's just that she's successful in it because she's learned how to use her money wisely. She is part of a 360 deal, but let's not forget who she married to. She's married to one of the greatest rappers in this industry. I'm not taking away nothing from him. She's married to one of the greatest rappers of all time, possibly the greatest in New York or anywhere else, Sean Carter. But the problem is
He's older
he
than
know
her.
how to work his money. Okay, Sean Carter know how to work his money. Jay-Z know how to work his money. He know how to invest his money wisely. And so when they got together and married, they both had this connection like, okay, I'm going to show you how to roll and move with this. You show me how you roll and move with this. And really when they got married, I think personally, this is my personal opinion, they should have got signed to the same label. You have Rock Nation, Jay-Z, then bring Beyonce out of Columbia to Rock Nation. You have the money to pay her contract out. Pay it out. And y'all make music together. You know? Which, I mean, y'all already did. Y'all made plenty songs together. Y'all made a whole entire album in 20-something. 2018, somewhere around there. I don't know. The Carters, something. You know, I listen. I tend to listen to the older Beyonce stuff and not the new stuff. Same thing with the Jay-Z stuff, because some of you know, I can't vibe with the new Jay-Z. I like the old Jay-Z, the Dead Presidents Jay-Z, the H to the Izzo Jay-Z, that Jay-Z, you know, the Blueprint 3 Jay-Z, you know, the Hard Knock Life Jay-Z.
Okay, we get the Jay-Z's. Good God.
I like the Beyonce's with the Upgrade You and the Irreplaceable and to the left, everything you own in a box to the left. That's the type of Beyonce that I like. Okay, no, none of this new crap. But you see what I'm saying here? The double standards in the music industry is just ridiculous. Okay, something needs to happen. Something needs to change. But it's okay because I'm here. I'm here for it. I want all the smoke that it can handle. Okay, I want all the smoke. All right, I want it all.
You want the whole fire?
I want the whole daggone fire, daggone it. I want it all.
I want it all.
Chargers. Oh, I want it all. You know, the High School Musical thing?
Mm-hmm.
You know that? From the third? That's from the third one. Have you even seen High School Musical like that?
No.
Yeah, well, you sung it. I want it all. Yeah, you sung that. But that's that's me. I'm not, not gonna get too much into that. Okay, not gonna do all of that. You know what I'm saying? Chargers, Patriots. Patriots is 2-9. Chargers. Y'all pretty much out of both of these teams right now are pretty much out of the playoff race right now.
Chargers.
As it stands. But the Chargers have a better chance of winning than the Patriots, though. Lions and Saints. I don't see the Lions winning this game.
And
I don't see the Saints winning this game. I see the Lions winning this game hands down.
But
considering the fact that you lost to Atlanta's Saints, y'all just lost your playoff spot, so y'all in the hunt. But speaking of a team that has took over your spot, the Falcons and the Jets, of course. Jets. They're sorry. They're not going to win anything. The Jets are not going to win anything. You said the Jets, man, against the Falcons? No. No.
What is
No.
the record for the Falcons?
No. Well, obviously they got a good record, Justice. If they were in the playoff spot, they obviously got a decent record. Okay, they're 5-6. Jets is 4-7.
Okay, I'll take the 5
So
and
the
6.
Falcons is a little bit better of a team anyway. I don't care if they say Aaron Rodgers is trying to push to practice or not. That ain't gonna mean anything. He can't be cleared to play until the 20th of December. By that time, their season's over. You can already write them off because their season's over. 4-7. You can't go nowhere with no 4-7 record. What you gonna go? Where you gonna
You
go?
probably gonna get a 10, like a little 10.
You ain't going nowhere. You go to the box in Vegas and watch the Super Bowl, but you ain't going there.
No, and they'll go to the toilet bowl too.
Yeah, well, that's reserved for the college football.
I know, but still,
right now.
we have our own.
Yeah. Arizona Cardinals and the Steelers. The Steelers are gonna take that one because the Arizona Cardinals.
They never played football ever in their life.
Now you see what we had to deal with in the defensive coordinator. Because guess who's the head coach of the Cardinals? It's our former defensive coordinator. So
Jonathan
he can't coach. He's showing y'all that now.
He sucks.
If he drafts better, then yeah. Maybe,
you hear that, Kanan? You suck.
Yeah. Speaking of sucking and barely beat the Colts. Ah,
beat that butt
though. Barely beat the Colts.
But beat that butt though.
And did. And beat the Giants bad.
We beat them both.
The Colts
bad.
No. Stop. Let me remind you that we played the Commanders last year on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, I know.
Went to Indianapolis and barely walked out. Actually, we walked out with a 1-point win. 1-point win.
So was it?
So the Giants fan was not lying. We barely beat the Colts. Barely. Colts. Titans. I got the Colts on this one. Wow, that's funny how you said that because it's a split decision. Split decision here. Excuse me for a second. Okay, but do we need to pick that one? Because that's going to be down the line Miami. Come on now. That's going to be down the line Miami. Miami is going to win the game against the Commanders. Okay, why? Why are we even talking about this game? Move on. Put your top down. Move on. Broncos, Texans. I'm taking the Broncos.
Texans.
Okay. There is 3 people on this panel in the NFL that I'm looking at right now that are taking the Texans, but I'm taking the Broncos because you don't count Russell Wilson out, okay? They did beat the Chiefs, okay?
And
they're defending Super Bowl champions, and they're in their division. Thank you very much with the ands and stuff. They're in the division. Thank you.
I still
4-5. Actually, no, wait. 6-5 versus 6-5. Somebody's gonna be 7-5, and the other team is gonna go to 500 at 6-6. And both teams are in the hunt for the playoffs right now.
And who is it?
In the hunt. Both of the teams are in the hunt for the playoffs.
Who are the teams?
The Broncos and the Texans. I'm just talking about them. A division game, which we all know that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to beat the Panthers because there's no hope in the Panthers whatsoever. Especially considering the fact that
Bryce Young needs a line.
Yeah.
The line sucks.
Especially considering the fact that we just fired Frank Wright as head coach after 1 year. So, yeah. The coaching carousel in North Carolina continues there. The Browns and the Rams. The Rams, yes, I have the Rams with this. Here's the thing. Joe Flacco has not played in the league in a long time, and they've already announced that he's going to start for the Browns. I just you can't expect poop to shine after sitting out in the sun and you just spray it with some Windex. If it's poop, it's poop.
It's brown.
Hey, it's brown.
Dark.
It stinks.
Sometimes green.
Okay, you know, I'm talking about healthy poop. Okay, not the green runniness. You know, if it's poop, it's poop, and that's what the Browns are. No pun intended. Poop. Okay, so what? They got 7-4 record. Yeah, but most of those wins came with the quarterback that they had behind their line. Okay, you gotta understand that. You gotta feel it. You gotta let it go. Okay.
Feel it, feel more.
Listen. This is the part of the show where I show no emotion like my quarterback. And I'm sorry that you don't think that I need to show emotion. But this is the part of the show where I have to show no emotion. Debo, you're talking too much. 49ers, you're talking too much. Now, A.J. Brown, you're not making it any better. Shut your mouth and play ball. You don't need to have the Twitter fingers. Shut your mouth. Okay? You are better than that. We humble ourselves on this team. We do not fall victim and try to get Eagles Mafia all up on Debo. And they want to try to wish him good luck. No. Shut up. We don't want that. Okay? Let's move into real gangsters move in silence. They want to talk trash, let them talk. But you don't go on Twitter trying to get the fan base to talk. Shut your mouth and prepare for the game. That's what you do. Shut your mouth and prepare for the game. You don't see me up in there on the team with rambling on with my Twitter fingers. No, I'm preparing for the game. Okay? Control the things that you could control. Like my quarterback says. You can control the things that you can control. It'll be fine. And I know everybody picking the 49ers. We're underdogs. Because I see right now, there's 3 people picking the 49ers. There's 2 of them picking us. I'm riding with the Eagles, okay? You haven't seen nothing yet. If you thought coming back from 10 points against Kansas City and the Bills last 2 weeks were something, wait till you see what we do to the 49ers.
Remember last year?
That was 31-7, and you granted that's last year. That's the sweet by and by. We're off of that. We're off that.
I know.
31-7, we're off that. We talking about right now.
Hope we do it again.
Okay, because they got that on their mind. They still got that on their mind. Well, if you didn't take our quarterback out, we would have won that game. No, you wouldn't.
No, we still lost.
Stop. That wasn't a catch. Okay, even if they erased it, it still would have been 24-7, and you wouldn't have no time because we was playing lights out defense that time. Lights out. But I digress. I'm sorry. I just had to, oh my God. I had to put some people on blast. Kansas City. I'm going to Kansas City. Kansas City, here I come. Actually, no, you're going to Green Bay. You're going to Lambeau Field. And Jordan Love sucks. Actually, let me quote one of my favorites. Jordan Love? Trash.
Go to the landfill. You got left on the side of the road.
How you throwing to the other team, Jordan Love? They got on white. You up there throwing. Man, Brett
like,
Paul
here,
somewhere
here, you
in
want
his
this?
house rolling up in his chair right now.
Look, they like, here, want this? Catch it.
Yeah. Them Chiefs. How about them Chiefs? Them Chiefs are gonna do it, man. Them Chiefs gonna beat the bricks off y'all in Green Bay on Sunday Night Football. Actually, that's a good Sunday Night Football game right there, though. I'm not gonna lie, that's a good Sunday Night Football. This is not a good Monday Night Football game.
What?
Well,
What?
Maybe. Maybe.
What?
Jaguars and Bengals may be a good one.
If they make it interesting. If.
The Jaguars, as it stands right now, are the number 3 or number 2 seed in the playoffs. They're in the playoffs right now.
So,
If the season were to end today.
right now, they
I
behind
think
us.
they're just a lower seed, though, because the Baltimore Ravens took over the number 1 spot from the Chiefs because they lost 3 games, and they were crucial games that they shouldn't have lost. One of those losses came from us, but I digress. Still a good team, and Bengals and Jaguars, that should be interesting, and we don't need to remind everybody that the Trash Girls won last night.
Yeah.
We don't need to.
The Cowgirls.
Well, they're not even cows. They're doo-doos. The Dallas doo-doos. That's what they are. The Dallas Stars. They're not even stars.
They're in no sky.
Yeah.
They're the grass.
They're the grass in which the stars be lit on. Matter of fact, they're the dew on the grass. They're the wet stuff on the grass. That's what they are.
They be falling down from the sky.
Yeah. They're meteors.
They try to fly, and then they just fall down.
They start off hot. They're meteors. They start off hot, and then when they touch the land, they get brought back to reality and just turn to ash. The Seahawks just dropped down from their original playoff spot. They are now the 7th seed.
Good God.
In the playoffs. And the Vikings are the 6th seed, which means if the playoffs were to start today, the Seahawks would have to travel to Minnesota instead of Minnesota traveling to them.
And we have to play the Seahawks.
I'm not going to say this arrogantly. I'm not worried about the Seahawks, not after what I saw last night. After what I saw last night, I am very confident that we can beat the Seahawks. Not in a convincing fashion, but I'm very confident that we can beat the Seahawks. After what I saw last night, because their defense is not bad. It just didn't show up. Offense was shaky. If Geno Smith shows up in Philadelphia in a couple weeks, and he puts on a show like he did the last couple weeks in the regular season, or the first couple weeks in the regular season, okay, we're in trouble. But if we get that Geno Smith coming to if we get that Geno Smith and we come to Seattle
and get some picks,
it's pick city galore. You said Bradbury's trash, right, Debo? You said that, right? You said whoever said it on the 49ers, you said it. You declared war. I remember a certain quarterback a couple weeks ago who said, "Pour honey all over me. I want to poke the bear."
And that the bear poked him.
Just slept and grew his claws out and scratched his eyes open. We ripped out his throat. We daggone near tackled him to death.
We took his feet off so he can't run.
We took CeeDee Lamb and made him look like a mature little kid on the field. We just tore right through you. And we're coming to Dallas next week, and we're going to do the same thing. Okay?
The Bears going to poke you then.
I'm already claiming it right now. We going to surprise some folks Sunday. We gonna surprise people.
And let them all pick Dallas.
I want y'all to pick Dallas just like y'all did the last game. You saw how well that went, didn't you?
Yep.
You picked Dallas to beat us, didn't you? Yeah, you did.
Then we
You
win.
did.
We won.
And we won. And
10
I don't
and
care if
1.
it was by 3 points, 4 points, 5, 6, 7,
10 and
8.
1.
We are 10 and 1. Yeah. Y'all talking about Super Bowl. What? For what? For beating up on teams with a losing record?
That's the
Anybody
only
can do that.
y'all beaten.
I beat the Patriots. Okay? I may have lost to the Jets, but I daggone sure ain't losing to no Cardinals.
We put up a fight with the Jets. We only
put
lost
up
by
a
one
fight.
score.
Yeah, we lost by a score. Y'all put up 40 on them jokers. 40. And then y'all have the nerve to talk about they the elite defense. They ain't no elite defense. Y'all just beat up on a beaten up team. And then you had, and then I had a Cowboys friend I was talking to yesterday. I said, again, if they're that elite, then how come y'all just beat up on them? Okay?
They don't make
They
no
ain't
sense.
even that an elite of a defense. And why is their record the way that it is?
What is the
don't make
Cowboys'
an
record?
Excuse, the Cowboys are 9-3.
We're not the same.
We're not the same, dude. No, we're not.
We're
No,
10
we're
and
not
1.
the same.
9 and 3.
If we lose to 49ers and the Cowboys, we will
Then-
be tied for 10 and 3. And they will take first place because they beat us. They will own the tiebreaker. But we will still hold the number 1 spot in the playoffs.
So
But
y'all
I don't
can't say
see us losing in Dallas. And I don't see us losing to the 49ers. As a matter of fact, I look at that schedule and I see us winning out. I can
11
definitely
and 1.
see us.
11 and 1.
I can definitely see us
Make
11
that
and
12
1
and 1.
I
Make
can
that-
definitely see it.
Make that 12.
I can see it right now.
12 and 1.
I
Bring
can
it.
see it right now. Your eyes may shine, your teeth may grit, but the revenge you want from that title game, you will not get. That's just how that works. And on that note, I'm out of here. Thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate it. I'm done talking.